Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm just doing a quick one talking about one of the most useful ideas that it took me way too long to figure out. And that is the bad luck fund. So there is a line from the ancient poet aeschylus that says, "Misfortune wanders everywhere and settles now upon one and now upon another." And that's life. That is the world that we all find ourselves living in, and we get lucky sometimes and sometimes not. We all have tires that get flat. We have jobs that we love that we lose. We get sick. We have, just all kinds of things happen. And bad luck shows up in all of our lives, sometimes at the worst possible moment. And one change that I made in the way I thought about and approached my finances that I wish I would have made a lot earlier is that I started building bad luck into my budget. I started building bad luck into my plans. And once I started doing that, everything got so much easier and so much less frustrating, because I feel like for most people, when they make financial plans, there's this assumption built into everything that life is going to go smoothly. And that's just kind of a crazy idea. Like, who does life go smoothly for with any consistency? And so just stuff always comes up. And I have so many conversations with people where I hear some version of, yeah, things were going really well, and then this happened. Or, oh, I was going to put some money in my savings account, and then this happened. And something always happens. It's just like, that's the moral of the story. That's the joke. That's the punchline. Something always happens. Like, we live in an imperfect and chaotic world, imperfect and chaotic universe. I mean, an X-ray burst from another galaxy could, microwave all of us, or I guess X-ray all of us, at any moment. And we would have no idea, and we would have no, escape or anything. It's just like there's a rogue black hole could fly through our solar system and wreak havoc. And it's just, what are we going to do? And so that's just the nature of life. And so it's just kind of crazy that we make these financial plans. Like, I want to save up $50,000 for down payment on a house, and I'm going to do that over the next 3 years. And if I can just save this amount of money every month for that, then I'll meet my goal. And again, baked into that is the assumption that your car isn't going to break down, or you're not going to get sick or injured, or have a family member you have to take care of, or have somebody close to you die and you have to help pay for the funeral. I mean, it's just like, life does not stand still. Life does not conform itself to our plans and our timelines or anything like that. So what I did finally, when I accepted the reality that I live in an imperfect world, and again, why it took me so long, I don't know, but at least I'm not alone. I've talked to enough people to realize this is kind of our default assumption, is that somehow when we make financial plans, things are going to go smoothly for us, and they just don't. And so how I envisioned it was, bad luck is kind of like like a tax collector from back in maybe like the Roman days or something like that. Whereas a guy who would go around and knock on people's doors and just say like, hey, you owe Caesar X amount or whatever, and I'll be back to get more later. And they would just rotate around, and, you always knew that you would someday soon be getting a knock on the door, and you'd have to cough up some money, and you didn't want to, and maybe you didn't have the money, but that knock on the door was going to come, and it was just a matter of time. And so it's predictable. That's the thing. It's predictable. You don't always know when or what form it's going to show up as or how much it's going to be, but you do know that knock on your door is coming. And so why not just build that in? So here's how you can do it. And here's one of the ways that I've done it. I just added into my budget a line, a monthly expense, monthly bill, even, along with my cell phone bill and my internet bill. I added in a monthly bill and I called it bad luck. And I set it to, I think, like $80 a month or something like that. And I would pay it just like I pay any of my bills. But that $80 goes into my bad luck fund, which is in a savings account. And I just treat it like any other bill. And I don't know when that knock is going to come, but when it does, at least now I have money that I've been paying every month in anticipation of when bad luck is going to be knocking on my door. And then when it shows up, I give it the money and it leaves and it goes away and I get on with my life. And it just works so much better because before, when I wasn't planning on bad luck and I wasn't setting money aside or anything like that, I would be saving up for, a new car or to pay off a credit card or something like that. And right as I was about to make that purchase or send that payment, there's the knock on the door. And that money that was going to achieve that exciting thing, I had to hand over to the bad luck collector, who showed up at just the most irritating time he possibly could. And it's so funny. Again, it's just, I knew he was coming. But like every time when I'd hear that knock, I was just like, oh no, because I knew, exactly what it was. Obviously I didn't hear a real knock, but you know what I mean. And yeah, has been one of the best changes I've made in how I manage my finances is I just build in bad luck to all of my plans. And I put actual money towards bad luck every month. And then if it shows up in 1 month or 3 months or 9 months, or maybe I go longer without like a real stroke of bad luck. But whenever it shows up, the money is waiting and I just hand it over and bad luck is on its way and I go back to my life. So that is something that I think could really help you to have much less frustration and much more success in your progress towards your financial goals. Obviously, it's going to be slower because, you're putting 50, 80, $200 a month towards your bad luck fund, but it's worth it. It's so much better than pretending incorrectly that we live in a world where bad luck doesn't show up now upon one, now upon another, and just wanders around knocking on doors, and it's going to knock on yours. And better to just be prepared and get it out of the way as quickly as possible so you can get back to the other things that you were wanting to do with your money and your life. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you like that idea, if you have any questions or anything like that in the comments below. And thanks for coming by.